So we will be doing the plant, continuing with the plant kingdom today, as we did last time. Okay. Did you, just to review, we finished off at double fertilization. That was when the female gets fertilized by the male pollen, and there are two nuclei which fertilize it. One of the nuclei fertilizes the egg, the other one fertilizes the secondary nucleus, and then that makes the endosperm of the seed, right? So we did it till here. Now we're going to talk more about the flowers. So the flower is a modified shoot and meant for sexual reproduction. It is a collection of 4 different kinds of floral members arranged in 4 separate whorls. Whorls basically mean the layers. The upper 2 whorls are essential for our reproductive whorls, whereas the lower 2 are helping or accessory whorls. Linda, I am not sure because I'm using my iPad. So, but can anyone tell her? It's page 108. Okay. So the floral whorls are arranged on the thalamus, which we're just going to talk about. Okay. The first whorl that we're going to talk about is the calyx. Okay. It is the lowermost whorl of the flower. The calyx is green in color. Each member of the calyx is known as a sepal. So multiple sepals make the calyx. Sometimes sepals become colored with, and thus they're called petaloid, okay, such as in goldmore, which is a flower. Okay. The functions of the calyx are the protection of the floral bud, assimilation when green in color, and attraction when colored and showy. Okay, so it basically attracts insects which help in further reproduction. Okay, you could have different types of calyx. You could have a petaloid calyx in which it is which is not in green in color. That means it resembles the petals. You could have a campanulate calyx when its sepals are fused to form a bell-shaped structure. Or your sepals could be free from one another, which basically means polysepalous, or gamosepalous, which essentially means the sepals are fused together. Okay, so that is your first layer done. The second layer is the corolla. Corolla is essentially your it is a second non-essential floral whorl of the flower. It is brightly colored. Each member of it is known as a petal. However, there is no differentiation of the calyx and the corolla in some flowers, and it's known as the perianth. So when your calyx and corolla are the same and there is no differentiation, it is known as perianth. This was one of the questions in one of the years, so make sure you guys remember it. Okay? I'm just going to highlight it also. Okay? Okay. The functions of the corolla is it attracts insects, obviously because it's brightly colored. It acts as an attractant, and insects to come in to help in pollination. It encloses the stamens of the carpel, which are the male and the female reproductive organs respectively, and it protects the stamens and carpels from external heat, rain, and insect attacks. So basically, protection hoti hai. It also attracts insects because obviously, when insects will come, then reproduction will happen, pollination will happen, and obviously it also gives us protection. So if you can see this picture, okay, the corolla are your petals, which are the ones in blue in color. Okay, these are the corolla, and these are the sepals. Okay, ये आप देखो, ये sepals हैं. Okay. Estivation is the arrangement of floral whorls or the sepals of the petals in the floral bud. It could be of multiple types. Okay. The first type that we're going to talk about is the valvate. Okay, valvate means the member of the whorl lie close to each other but do not overlap. If you can see, look at this. They do not overlap. Okay, and they lie close to each other. Second is the twisted one. Twisted, one margin of the floral whorl overlaps that of the next one. It may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Look over here. One margin overlaps the other one. One margin overlaps the other one. One margin overlaps the other one. There's one in front, one at the back. One in front, one at the back. Okay. Then is the vexillary. which is when petals are 5 in number, okay, 2 internal, sorry, when petals are 5 in number, okay, 2 internal, overlapped in both margins by 2 petals, those two overlap by a single large posterior petal. So you auxiliary में बस आप ये याद रखो एक single large posterior petal होता है, बाकी overlap होते हैं, ठीक है? Single large posterior petal. And lastly, imbricate. Imbricate is when one sepal or petal is internal, one external, and the remaining are overlap. So if you look at this imbricate, अगर आप ये वाली पिक्चर देखो, देखो एक है आपका पूरा internal, एक है पूरा external, ये वाला, और यहाँ देखो these are all overlaps. ठीक है, one internal, one external, one internal, one external. ये देखो ये external end हो गया इस वाले का, ये internal end हो गया, ये दोनों external वाला हो गया, ये दोनों internal वाला हो गया, ये external, ये internal. So guys, basically ये चीजें आपसे कोई MCQ में पूछेगा नहीं, ठीक है, लेकिन हम जब आगे वो पढ़ेंगे, जब हम आगे किंगडम्स पढ़ेंगे तो उनके फ्लावर के स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं, राइट, उसमें ये वर्ड्स यूज हो रहे होते हैं. सो इफ यू गाइस डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दीस वर्ड्स, फिर आगे मुश्किल हो जाती है. सो आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू रिव्यू ऑफ दीस वर्ड्स सो यू अंडरस्टैंड एंड देन वी कंटिन्यू, ठीक है. Then your petals could also be different types, ठीक है. It could be sepaloid, in which the petals are green in color. They resemble the sepal. It could be cruciform, when the petals are arranged in the form of a cross. Then again, polypetalous, gamopetalous, polysepalous, gamopetalous हमने पहले पढ़ा था. अब ये है polypetalous and gamo. Poly is when they're free. Gamo is when they're united with one another. And perianth is similar because when the calyx and the corolla cannot be distinguished. ठीक है, अभी जो हमने पहले पढ़ा था. Okay, let's move on. Have I missed something? Yes. Insertion of the floral leaves on the thalamus. If the floral leaves are inserted on the thalamus in a particular order, it could be of the following types. The first type is the hypogonous type. ठीक है, hypogonous is when the thalamus is convex or concave, ठीक है, or conical, and the ovary takes the highest position on it. However, other flower whorls are inserted below the ovary. As such, flower is hypogonous and ovary is superior. If you look at this, the hypogonous flower, this is your ovary, ठीक है, which is superior to the insertion of the petals and the sepals. ये देखो, this is the thalamus, जहाँ आपके petals and sepals are. A second, I'm sorry, I missed it. Guys, ये जो है ना, मैंने आप लोग को रमेशा, I sent you last week. I sent you वो with lots of pictures and stuff. Because usually मैं board पे पढ़ाता हूँ, मैंने आपको last week भेजा था. I'll just send it back on the group again. Okay? Pictures नहीं होंगी, ठीक है? है सब कुछ आपके book में, but pictures वगैरह नहीं है, ठीक है? थोड़ा order yes ऊपर नीचे है. But what I've done is basically उसमें क्या है, with the way interbooks and stuff are, पहले वो petal sepals ये चीजें बाद में पढ़ाते हैं, मैंने ये combine कर दी हैं, ठीक है? And I'm sending it to you again on the group. If you want to open that, you can open it again. I've sent it back to you, ठीक है? So yeah, let's continue. So hypogonous is when your ovary is superior. Can you see? Your ovary is superior, ठीक है? The thalamus is here. Wait, I think stuck over here. ठीक है? Ovary superior to the thalamus, and petals and sepals ovary के नीचे, ठीक है? Insertion of the petals and sepals is underneath the ovary in the thalamus. Okay? Then it could be perigynous. ठीक है? Perigynous in certain flowers, thalamus forms a flattened circular disc due to the fact that the size of the thalamus grows up. grows up to the same level. The apex of the thalamus is, sorry, the apex of the thalamus is in the middle of the disc at which the gynoecium develops, whereas at the rim of the margins of sepals, petals, and endoecium are inserted. They are round about it and hence are called perigynous, such as in a pea. Sometimes the apex of the thalamus grows up in a conical shape as in the raspberry, whereas in some cases the calyx form a cup shaped structure called calyx tube, such as in a wild rose. So yeah, so इसमें if you look at this, जो आपकी पेरिगाइनस है, पेरिगाइनस में ओवरी है, ये थैलेमस है, ठीक है, और ये पेटल्स और सेपल्स हैं, लेकिन ये डिस्क शेप स्ट्रक्चर बनी हुई है, सही है. सो इसमें हम ये नहीं बोलते ओवरी सुपीरियर इंफीरियर, ये बस एक पेरिगाइनस स्ट्रक्चर, ठीक है. लास्टली होता है एपिगाइनस. एपिगाइनस इज व्हेन द ओवरी इज इंफीरियर. इसमें देखो, इफ यू कैन सी, पेटल्स और सेपल्स क्लियरली ऊपर से निकल रहे हैं, ठीक है, और ओवरी इंफीरियर है. Say so epigynous is ovary inferior. Now 3 types again: hypogynous, where ovary is superior; perigynous, in which ovary and ovary are almost at the same level; and lastly is आपका epigynous, in which the ovary is inferior. Okay. Now important terms to describe a flower: complete flower when all flower whorls are present; incomplete flower when any one of the whorl is absent; bisexual, the stamen and carpels are both present; unisexual is when the flower possesses stamen or the carpel, stamen being the male and carpel being the female; staminate, that is only stamens are present; pistillate means only female is present; neuter is when nothing is present. Okay? Then comes your plant symmetry. A plant could be actinomorphic, it could be zygomorphic, or it could be irregular. Actinomorphic is that the flower could be divided into 2 equal halves by any vertical section. So if ऐसे कर लो आप, ऐसे कर लो आप, ऐसे कर लो पर, ठीक है, there are multiple planes of symmetry, ठीक है. Whereas zygomorphic is there is one plane of symmetry. Okay, irregular is when there is no plane of symmetry. So actinomorphic is multiple planes of symmetry, zygomorphic is one plane of symmetry, and irregular is when there is no plane of symmetry. Understood? Let's continue. Androecium. Now we come to the third layer. The androecium is the third essential floral whorl, and each member is known as a stamen. The stamen is a male reproductive body and consists of filament, anther, and connective tissue. The anther bears 4 chambers of pollen sacs. Each chamber is filled with granular mass of small cells called pollen grains. Each pollen grain consists of 2 walls, the outer exine and the inner enzyme. ये हमने last section में पढ़ लिया था, ठीक है? It is a male reproductive body and hence possesses male gametes which take part in reproduction. Let's see. So it could be multiple types of stamens. It could be monoadelphous, when your stamens are united in the bundle, ये आपके bundle में है, and anthers are free. ये देखो. Diadelphous, when the filaments are united in 2 bundles, एक घेरा और एक घेरा, anthers are free. Poly, when the filaments are united into more than 2 bundles and anthers are free. देखो multiple bundles में है, anthers are free. And lastly, syngenous, just when the anthers are united together and the filaments are free. So anthers are united and the filaments are free. Okay, so 4 types. Monoadelphous is when your anthers are in one big bundle and anthers are free. Diadelphous, when the filaments are in 2 bundles, anthers are free. Polyadelphous, when there are multiple bundles. And syngenous, when your anthers are united and the filaments are free. Okay? Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I was getting the call from Suda. Okay. Now we come to adhesions of the stamens. ठीक है? Epipetalous is when the stamens adhere to corolla wholly or partially by the filaments. Okay, which is this one. Okay, and the next one is gynandrous when stamens adhere to carpels. Okay, when stamens adhere to carpels. जो यहाँ पिक्चर में नहीं दिखाया हुआ है. ओके, सिर्फ एपिपेटलस की पिक्चर है. ओके, देन आता है लेंथ ऑफ स्टेमens. एक होती है डायडानमस when which stamens are four, two of them are short and two are long. जो ये है. As I repeat again, this is too much detail. इतने याद करने की आपको ज़रूरत नहीं है. मैं सिर्फ आपको थोड़ी बहुत ओरिएंटेशन दे रहा हूँ ताकि आगे जब हम पढ़ें it will be easier for you guys. ठीक है? And the next one is Tetra Dynamis, when which the stamens are 6, 2 short, 4 long. So these are 2 short and 4 long. Okay? Then we come to the female portion. It is the gynoecium. It's the fourth essential word, and its components are called carpels. Okay? The carpel is a female reproductive body. It may be one or more than one and may be united of three. Each carpel consists of stigma, style, and ovary. The stigma is a terminal end which receives the pollen grain. It may be smooth or hairy and becomes sticky on maturity. The style is a slender projection of the ovary. It helps in pollination and later on dries up. The ovary is a swollen base portion which encloses minute egg-like bodies called ovules. The ovule possess the egg cells. हमने ovule का structure last time पढ़ा था. ठीक है? Let's continue. Now, the ovary could be monocarpellary, in which the pistil consists of one carpel. Pistil consists of one carpel. It is known as a simple pistil. It could be polycarpellary, when the pistil consists of two or more carpels and known as a compound pistil. Okay? So it could be multiple. Over here, look at this. Okay? Again, polycarpellary could mean multiple names. Apocarpus is also similar to polycarpellary. Okay? And syncarpus is when the carpels are fused together to form one. So इसमें देखो, there are three carpels that are fused together. Look at this. ठीक है? कुछ में multiple stamens होंगे, कुछ में से एक होगा. ठीक है? But ovaries अलग-अलग हैं. ठीक है? Syncarpus is when they're fused together. Apocarpus or polycarpellary when they're multiple but not fused. And mono is single carpel. Okay? Multiple could be poly. Unfused is apo, fused is syn. ठीक है? अगर unfused होगा तो apocarpal, fused होगा तो syncarpus. ठीक है? Sigma, again the top portion. Stigma could be of multiple structures. Capitate होता है when stigma is rounded and knob-like. ठीक है? Feathery हो सकता है, flattened हो सकता है, pointed हो सकता है, linear हो सकता है, long and narrow. ठीक है? Just simple basic things. Now the style, which is from the ovary to the stigma, it could be of multiple types. Also, style could be terminal, okay, which is simple when it arises from the top of the ovary, or it could be basic when it arrives between the lobes of the ovary, such as its base. Okay? So if you look at this picture, large कर देता हूँ, ठीक है? ये देखो, ये terminal है, top से निकल रहा है, ठीक है? और ये basic है, जो अंदर से निकल रहा है. ठीक है? एक और तरीका लैटरल भी होता है, लेकिन वो बुक्स में नहीं दिया हुआ, इसलिए मैंने नोट्स में नहीं डाला था. ठीक है? Now the flowers could be pediculate, sessile, or bracteate. ठीक है? The pediculated flowers are flowers is born on a stalk or a pedicle, also called stalk. Sessile is when the stalk is absent. ठीक है? And bracteate is when the flower is developed in the axil of a bracket. Bracket हम अभी पढ़ लेंगे क्या होता है. ठीक है? आगे पिक्चर भी होगी. Sorry, I think picture नहीं है. Okay. The flower could also be dimeris, trimeris, or tetrameris. Okay. Dimeris is when each flower whorl has only two flowers. Dicot, when flower whorl has three floral leaves, it is known as a monocot or trimeris. And tetra is when each flower whorl has four floral leaves. Okay. And so the pentamerous dicots. ठीक है ये आप छोड़ दो too much. ये भी actually dimeris and trimeris भी याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं आता ठीक है बस बेसिक याद रखो sessile and pediculated and बहुत है याद रखो ठीक है फिर एक चीज होती है floral formula. Floral formula I'm going to do a separate class with a separate session ठीक है to understand what the floral formula is. We're just going to go over the floral diagram first. So the floral diagram is when you see the flower, when you draw the structure of the flower, okay, uh, so that you could see everything from the top. Okay, so number one, number one is where the stalk is. Okay, stalk is four. अगर आप ये देखो, leaf है, ठीक है, and then ये जो line है ये कट के यहाँ दिखा रहा है आपको, right? So it goes from internal to external. ठीक है. Three जो है, number three is the bracket, which is like a leaf underneath. ठीक है. उसके बाद sepal है, ये अगर आप ये देखो ये sepal है, three bracket है, इसके अंदर अगर आप देखो पहले sepals आते हैं, फिर petals आते हैं, फिर ये आपके आगे anthers, आगे male reproductive organ और बीच में gynoecium होता है. Okay, floral diagram इसको बोलते हैं. Okay, it's when you see the flower, when you cut, basically it's a cross section of the flower. ठीक है, you put in where आपका stalk है कहाँ है, ठीक है. This dot is also known as the mother axis. Okay, it is a position where the flower is born. ठीक है, and usually ये आप ऊपर रखते हो. ठीक है, dot आप ऊपर डालते हो. Okay, then comes ये black में bracket आया, फिर आपके sepals आए, फिर आपके petals आया, फिर आपका androecium आया, ये आपके androecium आ गए, and बीच में आपका gynoecium आ गया. ठीक है, इसको कहते हैं floral diagram. Okay, एक second, 1 second. Then comes your placentation. Okay, it is the arrangement of placenta which are cushion-like ridges in the ovary. The placenta bears ovules. In simple ovary, placentation is marginal, whereas in compound ovary, it may be parietal, axial, free central, basal, and superficial. ठीक है, ये मेरे पास एक picture है on the next page जो मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. ठीक है, marginal, it is a simple ovary or monocarpellary pistil. The ovules are arranged along the fused margins. These margins form a cushion-like tissue called the placenta along the ventral suture of the inner surface of the ovary wall. Simple marginal. अगर आप ये देखो, ठीक है. Again, ये आपसे कोई descriptions नहीं पूछेगा, सिर्फ लोग पूछ, ये सिर्फ होता है because आप when we do the kingdoms next, so you guys understand it better. Parietal is a compound syncarpous and unilocular ovary. The fused margin of the corpus swells to form the placenta, to which ovules are attached. The placenta lies along the wall of the ovary, and the number indicates the number of carpels forming the ovary. अगर आप ये देखो, ये आपका parietal structure होगा, ठीक है. फिर आता है axial in polycarpous, syncarpous are the combined pistils and multilocular ovary. Each carpel is folded along its midrib and meets in the center of the ovary. The ovules are attached to the central axis. देखो, center में मिलते हैं, and ovules are attached to the central axis. ये central axis है. Free central in a compounded unilocular ovary. The ovules are situated. एक second, sorry, I think stuck. Okay. free central. In a compound and unilocular ovary, the ovules are situated all around the central axis, which arise from the thalamus and not fused with the margins of the carpels. However, in some plants, the axial okay. In a compounded unilocular ovary, the ovules are situated all around the central axis, which arise from the thalamus and not fused with the margins of the carpels. However, in some plants, the axial placentation becomes free central due to breaking down of the septa. अगर आप ये देखो, free central is sub around. Guys, I think my screen is upside down. Free central, everything is around the main central axis. Okay? And lastly, the basal. Basal is when in a unilocular ovary, the placentas develop directly on the thalamus and bear a single ovule at the base of the ovary, such as a sunflower. Look at this. Okay? I'm just waiting. I think my screen is stuck. I'm just waiting for it to get better. Can you see the screen? Can you see me flipping pages? Or is it stuck? One second. Let me stop share and restart. Share again. ठीक है बेसल में सिंगल ओवरी होती है ठीक है इनफ्लोरेसेंस अभी आप लोग छोड़ दो ये मैंने यहाँ डाला हुआ है दो टाइप के इनफ्लोरेसेंस होते हैं रेसिमोस एंड काइमोस we're going to be doing this आगे जाके so just don't do it right now ठीक है बस याद रखना रेसिमोस एंड काइमोस दो टाइप के होते हैं ठीक है but we're going to do this in much more detail later on so don't worry about it ठीक है अभी मैंने बस यहाँ डाल दिया for the sake of putting it here but ये हम बाद में करेंगे So now we come to the plant families, which is the major portion of this chapter. Okay. The first family that we're going to do is Sesalpinodi. Okay. Piniodi. Okay. Piniodi. Sesalpiniodi. Okay. The root are usually taproot with nodules and primary, secondary, tertiary divisions. Stem are usually climbing stem or erect herbaceous or woody. Leaves are usually compound. Leaves bipinnate or stipulate. Don't need to know that. Inflorescence racemose होती है. Racemose, chymose दो दफा मैंने बोला था. बाद में हम कर लेंगे. ठीक है? Floral character usually complete. मतलब चारों words present है. Bisexual that means male and female दोनों हैं. Slightly perigynous. Perigynous remember हमने ओरवी में कहा था hypogynous, perigynous, epigynous. Slightly perigynous. Zygomorphic symmetry होगी. Actinomorphic और zygomorphic होता था. Zygomorphic. Pentamerous. Pentamerous याद है हमने वो क्या था? I'll show it to you. Look at this. अच्छा Pentamerous हमने ये है. हमने यहाँ पढ़ा था ये. Tetramis when each of the floral has 4 floral leaves. Pentamerous is when they're 5. ठीक है? And so the pentamerous dicots. ठीक है? Calyx. अब कैलिक्स पे हम आ गए. फर्स्ट वर्ड जो था फाइसेपल, पॉलीसेपलस, इम्ब्रिकेट एस्टिवेशन, ग्रीन एंड कलरिंग. ये चारों चीजें हमने अभी पहले पढ़ी थी. ठीक है? देन वी कम्स टू पेटल्स. कॉरोला, 5 petals, polypetalous, imbricate estivation. Okay, let's go over that once more. C पे देखो imbricate estivation. Imbricate estivation क्या थी? When one of the sepal or petal is internal, the other is external, and the remaining is overlapped. One overlaps and the other. ठीक है? ये आपकी imbricate estivation है. ठीक है? इसीलिए मैंने कराया था because when अभी जो descriptions पढ़ते हैं, it becomes easier if we do everything. सही है? Okay. And Corolla, 5 petals. Poly क्या होता है? Polysepalous, polypetalous. What do we mean by that? ये हमने पढ़ा है अभी. एक गेमोसेपलस होता है, गेमोपेटलस होता है, एक पॉलीपेटलस होता है, पॉलीसेपलस होता है. What is polysepalous, polypetalous? Come on guys, what is polysepalous, polypetalous? Waiting. Come on, give me an answer. Very good, Aliza and Soha. When they're free. Gemo is when they're fused. Poly is when they're free. Great. ठीक है? Androecium has 10 stamens or fewer, rarely numerous, free or variously connate. Connate is a type of structure. That's it. That's all you need to know. Usually monocarpellary. That means one carpel. Perigynous हमने पढ़ा था when उसके level पे होता है. Marginal placentation, unilocular with many ovules. That means एक locule होता है, multiple ovules होता है. Pollination, usually cross-pollination by insects. Seeds, both endospermic and non-endospermic. And fruit is the legume pod. Examples. Tamarind, for example, is an example of this. Okay, okay, you guys need to know. Can you guys see on the screen? On the screen, ये नजर आ रहा है? Okay, I'll just. ये नजर आ रहा है आप लोग को? ठीक है, ये basically examples हैं. ठीक है, इसके you guys need to know this. Okay, not all of them. एक दो तो tamarind का पता जाए. Tamarind because it's an important one in this. ठीक है, Tamarus indica. Flame of forest याद हो जाए. ठीक है, Poniciana regia. ठीक है, बस एक दो ऐसे बात. ठीक है. Economical importance, Amaltus, Kutchner, Tamarus indica, Panware. Ornamentals होते हैं जरूरत नहीं. Edible fruit is a tamarind, and that's about it. फिर हम आते हैं mimosae. Same. Mimosae are basically your gum tree होता है, touch me not होता है. It's a multiple different species हैं. सही है. Usually taproots होते हैं. Stems are erect and woody. Leaves compound, bipinnate, stipulate. Don't need to know this. Inflorescences इसमें racemose होती है. एक तो मैं दो दफा पढ़ी थी, racemose and chymose. Calyx में usually 5 sepals. Gemo is when they fuse together. Valvate is the type of estivation. A corolla is 5 petals. Polypetalous, that means it does not fuse together. And valvate estivation. Androecium is usually numerous. Stamens, आगे मत पढ़ो. More than enough. ठीक है. Gynoecium usually monocarpally. Perigynous, that means at the level. Placental margination. Many ovules in locule. ठीक है. Pollination usually cross-pollination by insects, seeds not non-endospermic or with very little endosperm. Fruit is usually called the legume. ठीक है, इसमें फिर आपके multiple what do you think plants होते हैं? ठीक है, prosopis होता है, mimosa होता है, acacia होता है, ठीक है. um, ये आपको पूरा याद करना है. Okay. Next family is the Rosaceae. ठीक है. Root is taproot. Stem is usually green, herbaceous. Cylindrical small spines are also present. You remember rose कैसा होता है? ठीक है. This is rose belongs to this family. Okay. Leaves are usually simple. Inflorescence is racemose, chymose. Two types के इसमें racemose होता है. Floral characteristics usually complete, bisexual, actinomorphic. तीन types की symmetry होती है: actinomorphic, zygomorphic, and irregular. Perigynous, hypogynous, epigynous. Perigynous ये perigynous है. Calyx is sometimes epicalyx may also be present. Epicalyx is just another calyx under the main calyx. ठीक है? Of various number. 5 sepals are present. Gamosepal is green. Again, gamo is combined. Corolla, 5 petals or multiples of 5 petals. ठीक है, मतलब 5, 10, 15. Polypetalous estivation is imbricate. ठीक है, full of color. Androecium, usually numerous stamens, sometimes only 5 or 10 bent inwards. Gynoecium monocarpellary or multiple carpellary with a formation of a single compound pistil. So क्या polycarpellary भी हो सकता है, but yeah, the apocarpus, syncarpus, all will be combined together. Ovaries perigynous, unilocular, 2 or more ovules are present. Placentation is axile where the capillaries are many and syncarpus. ठीक है, इसके अंदर you have your apple, pear, almond, rose, peach. Please apple, pear, peach, rose, almond इनके नाम याद कर लेना, ये आते हैं. ठीक है, ये बहुत important family है. ठीक है, फिर हम पढ़ते हैं Solanaceae. Solanaceae is your potato family. Guys, I know this is a very, very boring portion, but ये रखना है और कुछ नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है? Solanaceae is your potato family. It is a taproot and branch system, herbaceous, erect or underground. Stem होती है, leaf are alternate in vegetative and opposite in floral region. Inflorescence chymose होती है, flowers pentamerous, bisexual, regular, actinomorphic. Actinomorphic again, hypogynous, epigynous. The hypogynous is when the ovary is superior. ठीक है? Calyx is 5 united. जब 5 united होंगे तो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? United combined या fused हैं, क्या बोलेंगे? Five united sepals. What would we say? Very good. Gamopetalous नहीं मुश्ताक, gamosepalous. हम sepals की बात कर रहे हैं, सही है ना? Petalous होगा जब corolla की बात करेंगे, okay? Androecium 5 stamens inserted on corolla. Gynoecium bicarp, मतलब 2 carpellaries. Syncarpus मतलब fused. Placentation is axile. Okay? इसके अंदर जो आपका fruit होगा वो potato, tomato, brinjal. नाम याद कर लेना please. Okay? Edible fruits बहुत होते हैं इसमें. Drug yielding होते हैं, Atropa belladonna होता है जिससे आपको atropine निकलता है, datura निकलता है. थोड़े एग्जांपल्स हैं, ये प्लीज याद करना होगा. ठीक है, अगेन पोटैटो, ब्रिंजल, टोमेटो, रेड पेपर, ये सब हाईलाइटेड है, प्लीज ये चीजें देखनी होगी. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट फैमिली हम पढ़ेंगे फेबेसी. ठीक है, these are taproot branched bearing tubercle containing nitrogen fixing bacteria. ठीक है, इसमें आपके पीज, लेंटिल्स आते हैं सब. लेग्यूम्स होते हैं इसमें सब. ठीक है, herbaceous or woody. Racemose inflorescence, bisexual, irregular, zygomorphic, hypo to perigynous. 5 sepals united. 5 petals usually free. Cholera is butterfly shaped. In this form, the petals are 5. ये again आप इतना आगे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है. एंड्रोशियम स्टेमन्स 9 ब्रैकेट में जब लिखा होता है इसका मतलब फ्यूज्ड होता है, ठीक है. तो 9 + 1, ठीक है, 9 फ्यूज्ड होते हैं, 1 फ्री होता है. रिमेंबर हमने एंड्रोशियम में पढ़ा था, ये देखो, ये रहा डायडेल्फिस. लुक एट दिस, 9 फ्यूज्ड है, ये देखो, ये एग्जैक्टली वही बना हुआ है. 4 5 6 7 8 9 + 1 डायडेल्फिस, ठीक है. Stamens gynoecium is monocarpally, ovary unilocular, ovule numerous or marginal placenta. Fruit is legume or pod, ठीक है. इसमें gram, pea, मूंग, उड़द, माश, kidney bean, lobia. Okay. And the last family that we're going to do is the Poaceae. ठीक है. Poaceae is जो आपका sugar cane बनता है, ठीक है. Sugar cane, wheat, oats. सही है. Adventitious roots होते हैं. Cylindrical stems होंगी. Leaves are ligulate, alternate leaf sheath, mostly open sessile. इतना यूज याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है. Inflorescence is compound spikes. Again, don't need to know. Flower is sessile, hypogonous, incomplete, bisexual or unisexual, synthomorphic. Perianth is में होता है, which is basically the calyx and the corolla combined together. Androecium is usually 3 stamens. Gynoecium is tricarpillary, that means 3 carpillaries. Syncarpus combined together. ठीक है. Stigma is feather-like. Fruit is the grain. Endospermic monocot fruit होता है, ठीक है. It is very, very economically important because all your food and fodder comes from here. Wheat, oat, corn, rice, sugarcane, barley, bajra. Rice, wheat, please ये याद कर लेना इनके नाम. Wheat के, rice के, corn का, sugarcane का, mainly ये 4 तो definitely याद करना, ठीक है. And that covers our main topic. ये floral diagram जो हम पहले पढ़ चुके हैं, की सिर्फ picture है, ठीक है. So this more or less covers the plant kingdom. सिर्फ अब हमारे पास floral formula लेके है जो हम करेंगे आराम से. That is something that I'm going to do pre-AKU days, ठीक है, pre-test day. It'll be just one class where I'm going to do this all together, ठीक है. But any questions, guys? I know, very boring. But next week, hopefully, we'll have a very interesting class because now we're done with kingdoms and we're going to go to more interesting chapters now. Okay. Wait, let me just close recording before I talk to you guys. And that completes our chapter.